Thanks for joining me on this episode, the Word Exchange podcast, where we exchange words. No, Red was saying the Word Exchange, where we exchange words. It's hilarious, but it's true. So we got Red, Emmanuel, Armando. Thanks for joining me, guys. It's a little different this week. My co-host is in Prescott, Arizona for the conference. So riding solo, but not really. I mean, we got a full house, man.
Yeah.
Full house.
So welcome. I appreciate you guys for taking your time and doing this. You know, this isn't something that's like normal. You know what I mean?
Definitely not.
It's not like every day you have cameras in your face, you know, and you're just talking about nothing. So
maybe I look good in the camera.
There we
Thanks
go,
for having
bro.
us here, man. It's
Right.
my
Yeah,
first
man.
time.
No, me too, man.
Not your last either. I will have you guys on again.
Oh,
So
definitely.
what I want to do, though, is eventually have you on individually
Yeah.
so we can more focus on who you are, more detailed, you know, because a lot of people, they're gonna hit in the comments, you know, if they have any questions. So we'll be able to pick your brain again. But yeah, thanks.
Do you take the comments and make like a podcast out of them? Like if you have a guest on and they have a bunch of questions for them, do you bring them back on and do you do that?
Right now, we've had a few guests that were like people like we didn't even like. We've had the bodybuilder a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Terrell, Julian Terrell.
Okay.
And for every other guy here, David, Daniel, that was their first time meeting him.
Oh.
And so a lot of people are still watching that video. We did put up a video about drugs, and from TikTok, everyone's like, dude, this podcast is dope. You know, I can't wait for more. But they really haven't put any like, hey, talk about this. Let's talk about this, you know. So we're still starting, man.
Yeah.
Eventually, I think they should drop in and
That was TikTok though. I've never been on there.
so TikTok's kind of weird, bro. But it's the only platform that I can say that is solely focused to video clips.
No,
Mhm.
It's the only platform. I mean, Instagram is.
It's like what's it called? Vine, right?
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah, it's
that's
the
And
new
Vine.
it's the
Vine.
same thing.
It's the
It's
same.
the same exact thing.
It's
right?
For
it's
12-year-old
I can see.
girls,
Well,
that's
yeah.
I see.
it's literally
It's
it's
an
just
acquired
it's
taste.
entertainment, you know. That's
Yeah.
all it is. And I think that's why it's so important that I continue to do this, because I could at least give them something
Mhm.
that they could be like, wait a minute, okay.
Yeah.
Like one guy followed me on Instagram from TikTok and said, hey, I checked out your podcast and you gave me a different perspective on life
Mm.
that I wasn't,
Word exchange.
you know, I wasn't looking into that, you know. So he's like, I'm excited for your future videos. And I was like, oh, wow. You know, that's
I
pretty
think that's what it
interesting.
should be about, like
Yeah.
changing
Mm-hmm.
somebody's perspective.
Definitely.
They word, and now you changing
Or
them
just-
to your word.
just
Exchange
giving them a
that.
different perspective, not even really just giving them a different, because people don't look at life like everybody, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody's got
Right.
a different point of view. So I think when you give them that point of view, your specific point of view, it's like, oh, I didn't even look at it like that. I didn't even see it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just that, you know.
And,
It's gotta be
and,
fun,
and I
man.
think that's what's going to be dope, you know, having you guys here today, because you guys have all come from different walks of life. Emmanuel, where are you from originally?
So my parents are Nigerian. I was born in Ireland.
You were born in Ireland.
Yes, sir. I was born in Dublin, Ireland.
That's great.
Are
Yeah.
you serious? And you don't
Yeah.
have the
So you're
accent?
Irish?
No, I'm Irish. Yeah.
You're Irish?
No, that.
I
First
am
black
Irish. Yeah.
Dude.
No, I'm playing. There probably have many.
I
of
hear
them.
there's a lot of black people in Ireland.
There are.
I do hear
There are.
Jerry's little brother, Aladdin.
Who?
That's his name.
His
or his
name,
nephew.
what, I was going to say his name's
Oh,
Aladdin.
his,
okay.
his nephew's name is Aladdin.
Bro.
He's
Wow.
part Arabic and Mexican.
Born, yeah.
But his mom lives in
Ireland.
in Ireland.
in Dublin.
And so he just went out there and hung out with his mom, and he was like, there's a lot of black people out there.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
than Scotland.
Yeah.
So what-
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
Yeah, so my parents were diplomats. They worked for the government, and
The
so
U.S. government or
in Africa for
the
Nigeria.
African
Yeah.
government? Okay.
Yeah. And so my parents actually got married in India.
Wow.
They had my sister in India, and at the time when they were on a mission in Guinea-Bissau, my mom was pregnant with me, and her brother was actually a medical doctor in Ireland. So when I had complications during my mom's pregnancy, they actually went to Ireland, and that's how I was born in Ireland.
That's crazy,
That's very
bro.
Yeah.
And how long did you live in Ireland then?
So, from time to time, we would go like on holiday to Ireland, to England. So, I'll say my first year after being born, I was in Ireland. I went back to Ireland when I was like yeah, they do, and Gaelic.
I was gonna say you speak Irish.
Yeah. So I went back to Ireland when I was like 8 years old, and when I finished high school, I actually moved back to Ireland, and I spent like 3 years in Ireland. So when I was 17, and I left Ireland when I was 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's I would have never.
Dude, that is amazing, bro. So I'm gonna ask a question. Why don't you have that accent?
So growing up, I would always go to American schools. So,
Really?
yeah. I've lived in almost up to 7 different countries growing up. I lived in Russia.
You lived in Russia?
Yeah, I lived in Russia when I was younger. I lived in.
What year?
So this was between 89 and 92. So
During communism, Russia.
during the
Communist Russia.
during communism. So I saw the whole
What?
collapse of communism.
Really?
When we first got to Moscow, when we still lived in Moscow, I saw like the bread lines before. I guess Gorbachev was the president at the time, and we saw everything. So we saw the first McDonald's. We all lined up like long lines, and when communism just came down, like it was like.
So let me get
It
this
was
straight.
freedom.
When you're communist, you don't get McDonald's?
Nah, man.
Oh, heck no, bro. That's
I don't
the
think that's
first
the
thing
way
that's
it
gotta
works.
go.
They just didn't
They
have
just didn't
it.
have
Yeah.
all these American
What I'm saying, like,
stores and
but from what I understand about communism is like the government gives you everything,
Everything,
right? Like
yeah.
you get everything.
oh yeah.
I've heard a story, and I don't know what country it's in, but they used to tell the children in school, okay, pray to God and ask him for an apple. And the kids would pray and ask God for an apple, and they'd open their eyes and there'd be no apple.
Apple, yeah.
And then they said, okay, now pray and ask the government for an apple. And they'd bow their head and they close their eyes and they pray, and the person would come in and give them all an
Yeah.
apple.
That is right. That's exactly what Lenin was.
That's crazy.
That was his teaching. Like he's like, the government is your God.
That's ridiculous.
So they wanted people to be just dependent
So that's like
completely
they're
on them.
they're brainwashed,
Uh-huh.
because kids are like, dude, the government gives me, God doesn't. The government. So yeah, that's
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, like, how old were you when you were there?
So I was 4 years old, 1989.
And you remember it though?
Oh yeah, I remember, because as soon as we got out of the plane, we got there in the middle of winter. So in the plane, I was wearing my suit, like everything. My parents were just. So I had no idea.
Was it a private jet?
This was like we
Oh, okay.
flew like Aeroflot or something like that, and it was freezing. I remember my dad and my parents would wear socks on our hands because we didn't have gloves, and but shortly after that they got winter clothing and stuff.
Do you remember that,
remember.
like being the coldest?
I remember that cold.
ever.
It was horrible. Like
That's something that stands out. Like I don't remember anything else. But that
I remember
cold
the
was-
cold.
Wow.
And
In the McDonald's, of course.
Right.
oh yeah, the first
What'd
McDonald's.
you have that day? Remember?
I don't remember.
So
Okay.
to anyone out there wondering about communism, if they give you everything you need, why would you, who lived in a place that was communist, why would you say that communism is evil or wrong?
They wouldn't give you what you need, or it's almost like everything was rationed. Regardless where you worked, you got paid the same thing. You got the same rations. You had to wait in lines for bread. It's all about just what can I get from me, my family, myself. So it's not, for hours, like healthcare, the quality is just quantity over quality.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah. So if it's really, really horrible, crap, bad quality, that's what you get,
But
because everybody's
you get a
getting
lot of it. But it's
not
still-
necessarily.
but it's
Sometimes
still-
it's even less. Like
Well,
they
no, I
might
mean,
just.
if
Do
you
they
were to
have
get a
rich
lot
people
of
in
it, it's not.
communism?
Huh?
Communist countries, they have like rich people, or everybody.
No,
gets the
no,
same?
no. That's
Okay.
the whole. That's the
So
whole.
even the
they wanted-
government authorities
Mhm.
don't get the same
They,
thing.
that's a good. That's a good
Yeah.
question. So the those people who are in high places of power, they
So
had,
at the end,
they
of the
had
day, you have
everything.
rich people. It's just
Oh,
the government is rich.
the very
Or
rich, and then everybody else.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You don't have a middle class.
No middle class.
Wow. So then after Russia, where else did you live?
Then after Russia, we came back. The next place we traveled to was
To Ireland, you said. You went back to Ireland or to Africa?
We went back to Africa.
Okay.
It's because our posting was like every 4 years, every
Okay.
3 years. So I remember Russia. I remember coming to like Russia was like for me the first time we came to America because we had family here in the States also. So we'd go on holidays to America and Texas.
Mm.
And we went to London. First time I went to London, and then after Russia we were posted to Namibia.
Okay.
And then we were posted to Namibia. We got cross posted to Poland, and Poland was very similar to Russia, but
Wow.
way better.
So what type of diplomats were your parents?
So they're career diplomats, yeah.
Wow.
So
Career. What does that mean?
career. So kind of like like every country has embassies in different countries, for
Yeah,
international relations and things
Mhm.
like that. So they represent the government within that country.
Of Nigeria.
Exactly.
I was
Wow.
talking to somebody about that the other day. Like, how do you become a diplomat for an American embassy? Do you know what I mean? Like, where you
Yeah.
can go live in another
Another
country,
country.
and just, be, an American there on American soil.
You'd have to work for the foreign, for the government, for the foreign affairs,
Mm.
I
and
think you got to know somebody who knows somebody who knows
yeah.
somebody.
So
to
for
get in
example,
on
like
that.
every branch of government is represented. So whether you're finance, whether you're, economy, Ministry of Economics
Okay.
or whatever, it's all represented. Medical, the different parts. So yeah, it was good, and plus you have like what they call diplomatic immunity, so you're not subjected to being searched, and
Oh wow!
you can.
Did you live on
tax.
the embassy there?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we did. Yeah.
That's
So,
cool, man.
but yeah, it was quite interesting. I would say like traveling to all these different countries, like you realize that.
So
yeah,
where's your favorite? Like, what were your favorite memories?
I would say going to like Southern Africa, like Namibia, I was not expecting what we saw. So we had this mindset that, oh my gosh, we're going to Namibia, we're going to the desert.
Mm.
But it was a pleasant surprise when we landed in Namibia. You realize that it's actually a developing country, and
So is it desert terrain?
very
out there?
similar to Tucson, very similar,
Really?
but it's very developed. Like you have like population, like different cultures, different backgrounds there. So white,
Wow.
blacks,
Did
Yeah,
you pick up any
Mexicans?
languages, bro? Or you
Chinese.
just speak English everywhere you go?
Oh, you mean so we had to learn the language. Like for example, in Russia, we had
So
to.
you know more than one language?
Yeah, I would say
What
a little bit.
languages?
A little. I know basics of it. Of
If you can
languages.
order, you're good.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
At a restaurant,
yeah,
you're
that's it.
good.
So you know
If you
you know
can-
Russian?
Yeah, if you can order, yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit of Russian. So I would say basic Russian, basic
Really?
Polish, basic Afrikaans, which is the language they speak in South Africa and Namibia.
Oh, that's dope.
I'm supposed to be fluent in French, but I never lived in France. But
Wow.
I've been there. But on an academic level, I can read and write French.
I took like half a semester in French.
In French.
I took
This
2
is
weeks of
all
French.
And so now I'm trying to learn like Spanish because you need Spanish here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's easy.
definitely.
It's easier.
Well, reading it is easy.
Yeah.
Reading it,
Reading.
I don't know how to write it. I wish I could speak it better, but like you said, I can
I mean,
order. So it's
I
all
didn't
that
know
matters.
anything, and I didn't know any Spanish, bro.
That's right.
I was
Yeah.
0, and then I met my wife, who's from Mexico,
Woman will motivate you.
and
Jacob.
she didn't know any English.
7 years.
She knew like 10% English, or maybe a little more. And so we,
You started learning Spanish.
she started, and then she got really good at English,
Dude,
bro.
I know.
And you're
Like,
like,
So
out
your
of
parents
nowhere.
never like spoke to you in Spanish or
No,
like,
so
taught
I
you?
was raised by a single mom. My dad wasn't around, but my mom, she knew like Chicano, slang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tucson slang, California slang. Like that was the extent of like that Mexican, culture. And even I think my nana speaks the most Spanish, but yeah, most of my family is just Americanized, you know.
That's
So
crazy.
Nice.
that's dope, man. That's really interesting.
So you lived in 7 countries? You said?
Yeah. Well, so what I consider like living is if I spend like over a year.
Oh,
or
okay.
Over.
Wow.
Yeah. But I would say I've visited or I've been to
Hey,
over close to 20 countries.
if I've landed there, bro, you better believe. I'm counting it. Check.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah.
Nice, man. So Rudd, where are you from, bro?
I was originally born in Haiti.
Really?
Yeah, man. I lived there until I was like 12 or 13.
Wow.
What were you doing there?
I was
Did your,
born
I mean,
there.
your
You're
parents obviously.
stupid. Hey, what were you doing there?
You're so stupid.
I mean, what were your
So I
parents
was a
doing there?
You're so dumb. So why were you born there?
I don't know.
Why did you
man.
choose Haiti?
I wish I had a choice, but
Yeah, I
growing
mean-
up in Haiti was pretty interesting. You know, it's a third world country.
Mm.
It was pretty rough. Schooling was definitely one of those things that were really, really, really bad. And they take it really seriously, your schooling and all that stuff. And then we don't really have a writing over language. We mostly spoke French.
Oh, you speak French?
But like, okay, so the way it works is they teach French in the schools, but we actually speak Creole.
Oh, so you can speak
So-
Creole.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I
does
used to
Pastor
be, but I
Smith know
lost
Creole? Yeah.
it. So like,
He knows a
there's different types
mixture.
of Creoles.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So like,
Okay.
I think the African Creole is different from the island Creole,
Okay, okay.
which we spoke. So yeah, and then
Wow.
I came to the United States. Went in. I lived in Maryland, Silver Spring specifically, and then North Carolina, and then now I'm here.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Did
So-
your entire family come?
Oh no, just me
Just you
and my dad, of course,
and your dad?
and then my sister. But my mom passed away when I was little, so I never get to
Oh.
meet her. So
Wow.
yeah. It's
Wow.
pretty
How
cool.
old are you?
Right now, or
How old are you when your mom passed away?
His questions, bro.
I know exactly what he said. I was
His
messed up.
questions, bro.
I feel like I should rephrase.
He's all, you age? No, I'm just kidding. Stupid.
I'm 22 right now, but I feel like 19.
You look like you're 15, bro.
For real?
Yeah, you look young,
That's
bro.
the grace of God on me.
Yeah,
man.
man.
That's that.
That's the blood of Jesus right there.
Black don't crack.
The black don't crack.
I don't identify as black. I'm a colored person.
So you didn't answer my question.
Oh, I did say I'm 22. I did.
No. I asked you how old were you when your mom passed away?
Probably when I was a baby. I have
Yeah,
no
Oh,
idea.
you were
Like, I
younger,
don't really
yeah.
like know the story and all that stuff.
Okay.
I think they told me when I was little.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. But when I was growing up, all I can remember is getting a lot of whooping.
From your dad?
Like, I was a bad kid, man.
Oh man.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
Right now, oh man, I think we 7 together.
That's why.
Yeah,
Your
and
dad
then
just
they live in North Carolina or Maryland. and North
Maryland,
Carolina.
okay.
Yeah, so I'm not currently with them. Like,
yeah,
I was
Yeah.
only like 6,
right.
so still alone. And I would see kids going outside playing soccer and stuff, and I'm like, bro, I want to be with them playing soccer because I love playing soccer. And you don't have video games or any other thing, so that's the only thing to
Right.
do. And then I would go outside, stay there all day till like 9 p.m. at night, and coming in get whooped. And then the next day I would do the same thing again. I never learned. I remember the specific butt whooping that I got. It was
From your grandfather?
Yeah, from my grandfather. It was legendary. So like I was hiding.
Legendary.
So
I still
I
got the
did
marks.
yeah. I did the same thing every day, of course. Just go outside and never come back. And he found me, and I was like, he was looking for me, and I was hiding behind a car. And he found me, grabbed me, like, since it's a small country. Everybody knows everybody. They already know I'm about to get whooped again. Everybody was like, "Have mercy on him! Don't do it today."
So
I'm being
he would do
dragged
it in the street? Oh
Yeah,
my
dude.
God.
Oh my gosh,
Everybody's
I'm embarrassed.
watching. Yeah, dude, I was like crying. I'm like, no, please, I want to do it again. And then he started whooping me. That day, I felt like I was gonna die.
You sounded like the kid downstairs, huh?
Oh yeah, no, bro, worse. And then he had the nerve to put me like in an ant pile. That's what it called.
And Hill?
An
And
ant?
yeah,
Are you
man.
serious?
And then he made me kneel there and was whooping me. It was one of the worst thing ever. But guess what? I went back tomorrow again and did the same thing.
That's a testament to how much you love soccer,
Yeah.
bro.
Bro, I love soccer
So
too much.
now he's a professional soccer player for
Yeah,
And he doesn't give any money to his grandpa?
Manchester United.
Yeah, for
that's my
Manchester
club. They
United,
signed
yep.
me like next week.
yep.
But yeah, man, like I do that over and over again.
So you were 6 at this point?
Bro, like 6, 8, 7. I don't remember the
Wow.
exact
So,
age.
but what I don't get is why is he whooping you for playing soccer?
So he has the one rule he gives me is
can't
to
play
stay in the
soccer?
house.
Oh, to stay inside?
Yeah, but when he comes back, I can go outside and play and come back. So he knows where I am.
Yeah.
But when he is not there, there's no phone I can like communicate with him with.
Wow.
So he doesn't know where I am. And I'm like,
Isn't that crazy, man? We're so used to like the luxuries of phone.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to live next to this river, and then I would go catch a lot of stuff, swimming and all that stuff. And then sometimes I even almost die because I don't know how to swim.
Oh my gosh.
You're over there
That's-
swimming and you don't know how to swim.
So yeah, one time I saw people
Nobody
like,
told
Hence
him.
the whooping.
I saw people like jumping off a cliff, and I tried that too. And then I jumped, right. Somebody landed on my head,
Oh my
and my
God.
foot got stuck in the mud. I couldn't move, dude. It was-
Underwater?
yeah, it was. I was drinking. The water is really, really, really dirty. You
Oh,
can imagine me
well-
drinking dirty water.
Oh.
And then the dude that actually jumped on my head had to save me, and I was like,
Yeah,
man,
it was his
Yo,
He hammered you in like a nail, bro.
Hope he pulls you out. Dang.
Bro, so
That's crazy.
question.
what's up?
The hurricane hit Haiti, right?
I think it was an earthquake.
Earthquake.
There's
Yeah.
earthquakes and there's a lot of
Wait,
things that
So
hit
so Haiti got hit by a huge earthquake, right?
So yeah, I was there.
Devastating. You were there.
Oh
You were
yeah,
there.
that was a story to tell. But the Lord put me through. So I remember that day like it was yesterday. It was like we were sitting and laughing. All of a sudden we hear like train coming. We're like, what? There's no train in Haiti. What is going on? Everybody was looking east. Everybody's looking, and all of a sudden we just see the earth start going up in front of you as it comes, bro. And then
Oh my
like
God.
my
Like a,
aunt was
like a wave on land,
oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Ooh.
My aunt was like
I got the
pregnant
chills,
with a baby,
bro.
and then she was falling. There was a wall that almost fell on her, and then I was standing there. I'm all like standing in the middle. Nothing happened to me, of course.
How old were you at this
I
point?
was 10, I believe. Yeah, 10.
Oh
That's
my
scary.
gosh, man.
So 10 or 11, in between. I don't remember my ages. I'm not like Emmanuel over here. Whatever,
So I
sharp
was
mind.
17 months. I was 163 months at this time.
But
I went to
yeah.
an American school.
That was one of the hardest days ever, man. Like the thing that happened, it's the aftermath. After you like the earthquake is over and all that stuff, you just saw people crying and calling everybody, but the phone lines weren't working. And then I remember like after 10 days, we lived next to a river, was like the plain, and then they had to like there was no place to bury people anymore, so they took people in trucks and try to dump them by the river. And then like people with machetes in our town were like chasing the trucks away, and you can smell all the dead body, and they're like chasing them away, away, away. And then they ended up not doing it, which was pretty cool. But I didn't see one dead body though, which amazing.
I think that's like the worst thing to go through, to live through, like an earthquake. Like
Or any natural.
like
disaster.
the
Yeah.
earth just
Yeah,
opening
like-
up, and you're just,
Golly.
you know, houses being swallowed in. Like that's just
It wasn't like houses being swallowed in. It was more like because we
shake,
don't build properly.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so everything was just like falling apart,
Yeah.
right?
Falling apart, everything just
That's what
falling
happens when you
everywhere.
don't build a certain foundation in life.
Ooh.
I'm like, bars.
Hey.
Word exchange.
It's a hot word exchange. Hot.
But yeah.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, that was crazy day, man. That was, and I also lost my dog, which was
Oh, man.
we don't even know where it went.
Dang.
Never
To this
seen it
to this
again.
day, you
To
haven't.
this day, man. That was the worst.
You have any photos of that dog?
No, I didn't have a smartphone back.
Oh, my bad, bro.
And I was in a third world country. Word exchange.
Word exchange.
Dude, it's so
The one
hard,
running
bro.
the
You know,
podcast
I'm cultured here. You know what I mean? It's so different.
I have a smartphone.
Come on, bro. Why don't you just jump in a helicopter and go look for him? You know, like
Yeah, why don't you get on your Lamborghini and
yeah.
drive?
Why don't you just
By the way, there's no road.
Why didn't you
but
just check the
alright.
veterinarian?
You didn't have a
Yeah.
tag on your dog, like
You didn't get him chipped,
satellite. Oh my
track.
god!
dude. I think people here, bro, they don't understand what chip means. They think that it's like a tracking chip. Like, no, it's just if your dog's lost and they scan your dog, they know who the owner is. But anyways,
Oh
I didn't know that was a thing. I
You
thought
didn't
it was
know
a-
that?
no! I thought it was like satellites could like pinpoint your dog.
No,
Oh, I'll see
You
that
get your
makes
dogs
sense.
chipped?
no.
Oh, okay. So is it a good idea?
I mean, it's recommended because if someone finds your dog and they take him to the vet, they could scan their chip
Yeah.
through the neck, and see who it belongs to.
See, I grew up on the wrong side of town because ain't nobody returning no dog.
Nah.
Everyone's like, oh, we found a new dog.
Yeah,
Like,
hey, look, I got
Dog's
you a puppy.
gone.
right?
That sucks,
funny
man.
You
That's
guys
not a
mentioned about
puppy.
dog. I almost hit one the other day.
And you're scared of dogs, bro.
I'm not scared of dogs. I'm more like scared of
My dogs.
kicking them in the face. But
Well, you were scared of my dogs when you rang my doorbell.
it's more like a precaution. I don't want to
Oh,
pay
okay.
somebody. 'cause
Okay.
He doesn't want to kill somebody's dog.
But that's
Yeah.
cool that you're a dog lover, man, and that you had a dog.
I love cats.
Much respect. Oh,
You
By
do?
the way, yeah. Dogs are okay, but cats are better.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Word exchange.
Wait. You got to explain that to me. Like, break it down
Bro,
for
you don't
me.
understand how smart cats are, man.
Cats are evil,
So,
bro.
Cats are not
check this
loyal.
out.
Bro,
My
cats-
grandpa had one cat.
Cats make choices, bro.
Yeah, dogs are.
My
Cats are
grandpa had
lazy.
one cat, right? Growing up, I grew up with that cat. That cat, I tell you, it was a whole human being. Because I remember my dad hit, or
What's that half human
my
being
grandfather
look
hit
like?
him one time, right? And that cat
For going out of the fence?
No, for peeing in the house.
Uh-huh.
And he never did it again. Every time that cat needed to go somewhere, scratch the door. And it doesn't matter what hour, you already know you have to let him out or let her out. It was
Yeah.
and then this
Same
cat,
thing with my son. No, I'm just kidding.
You guys
this
don't.
cat-
You guys didn't believe in litter boxes, or
No, I mean
It's a third.
It's a
It's
third world
it's a
country.
third world country.
Word exchange.
but yeah, man. So that cat would fight because then in Haiti, there's wild dogs going around, right? And they'll see cats, they have this beef. And then this cat, when kittens, when they have the babies
Mhm.
and whatever, and he would fight 3 dogs, bro, at the same time, getting how cats get. And people will watch it and dude, that cat was a human being. That's why I like cats better than dogs.
You know, cats will purposely ignore you if they're not into it.
Oh,
You could call them over and be like, with the dog, all you do is make a noise, and they're like, "Oh, I love you."
I don't think so.
With cat-
If you train them the right way, it's not. You
Well,
just gotta-
from the cats that I've seen, they're just a lot of them are stuck up, unless they
Oh,
want
yeah.
something.
Absolutely,
You know what I mean?
yeah. So cats.
I think it's an American cat thing.
no,
Yeah.
it's all cats.
Third world country cats.
So the difference.
Katie's got different cats.
The way I see it,
Why must I chase the cat?
the difference between cats and dogs are dogs see you oh, you are God, and then cats are I am God. Look at this human. I am
No,
God.
bro, I'm telling you, this cat was not like that.
Yeah.
This cat was not like that. That cat was chatty, or I don't know. They don't talk, but interactive. That's the word.
Okay.
Oh,
Very
okay.
social.
Yeah, yeah.
huh?
It's
Social
Yo,
cat.
what's up, dog?
It was a
Yeah,
social cat.
you call that cat, it will come.
See, but the
Mm.
thing that I like about dogs is they're loyal.
Yeah, dogs are loyal.
Dogs are very loyal, bro.
Cats
Yeah.
only think about themselves. Cats.
Cats
Will be
like you while you're doing
Some
for
cats.
them.
Oh yeah, most.
All right,
cats.
drop in the comments. Are you a cat lover or a dog lover?
I bet we get more dog
Cats.
lovers
Yeah.
than cats, bro.
All right,
Bro, dogs
there's some,
they're too rich.
Crazy
bro.
people,
I did not
but-
know that you went through that.
Yeah, man.
Dude, me either.
That is amazing, bro.
Hey.
Word exchange. Now you know.
Word
But-
Now we know. And if you don't know,
Now you know.
now you know.
Hey, but the thing about so speaking about drowning, when I came to America or in the United States, that is, I remember in Maryland, my first week or 2 weeks there, right? And I saw little kids jumping in the pool, boom, doing backflips and stuff. I'm like, whoa, that's so cool. I'm gonna do it too.
Do a flip.
It was 8 feet.
Oh my
And then
god!
so-
you almost drowned.
No, I mean, why are you spoiling it?
You still don't know how to swim though?
So, but let's get to the
Oh,
story.
sorry.
So I went through the line, everybody's jumping, boom, and it's my turn. So I'm like, yes, I finally get to do it. I jumped in, and I'm like, dang, this is deep.
You didn't touch the ground. You're all, whoa.
Yeah. So I went up, and I barely knew English back then. I'm all like, help! I said it 3 times, and then eventually
They
they're like,
didn't
oh yeah,
understand your
this
accent.
man is actually not acting.
Yeah.
He's dying. But I remember this one thing though. As I was drowning, going down like this, yo, I kid you not, I heard a voice said, "Look to your left and go to that ladder." And I'm like, oh, okay. And I started looking at the ladder, right? And I'm about to swim there, and all of a sudden somebody picked me up. So I still had to get saved. D'Angelo didn't help me.
Oh my god.
He just told me where to go.
He's all, by the way, you're an idiot. They're gonna come for you though.
I'm not gonna do everything for you, man.
He's like, he's not gonna make it out. I'm just gonna have
He gave you
somebody.
directions.
Oh
You gotta,
my gosh.
you gotta walk to
But
the
yeah,
door,
man, that
bro.
was one of the experiences of my life.
But
And
now-
then after that, my dad whooped me.
Mm.
So
Now you know how to swim. Are you part of the statistics? I didn't want to be
Oh,
a statistic, man. I was
so you know how to swim?
Oh,
man?
yeah, I learned how to.
You've heard of that
backstroke
statistic
and
though, right?
Everything.
I'm not black. I'm a.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
right.
a colored.
He's a
I'm
colored-
a person of color. That's the word.
Person of
But,
color.
anyways, like I was saying,
What color is that?
person of color.
What
Brown.
color
Any
is
color
that?
besides, because like I've never met a black person. I've never met one because this is black. I don't think this is black.
Okay.
This is brown, man.
Chocolate.
Are we good?
I identify as chocolate.
So should we pause?
I identify as caramel.
But yeah,
Speak-
so
Oh.
my dad, he whooped me that day, and bro, it was one of those whoopings that was not fun, and I was really
Are whoopings
embarrassed.
ever fun? Like, did he whoop you at the pool?
So my actual dad never whooped me that much. My grandpa.
Oh,
would.
okay.
So when I actually get a whooping from my actual dad, it's like that was like only a second time hitting me because
Oh yeah.
of course, a person of color does not grow with. He wasn't around.
Come to think about it, like my mom was the disciplinarian in our family.
Really?
Like yeah. You got in trouble. Well, I remember one time, like my sister, she I don't know, she cussed or she wrote a cuss word on the mirror, and my mom whooped her, and I saw that whooping. I was like, no, it's not.
Good on
It's not
that.
worth it. It's
I'm
not
good
worth.
on
Yeah,
that.
I'm good. But like when my dad would like discipline us, like or like you would not want to be whooped. Yeah.
See,
And so, like, I think I would count like 3 times in my life where my dad actually.
You
Yeah, I
know,
have it too.
it's so easy
Yeah.
when you have a mother that whoops you to fake it.
Yeah.
sometimes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Oh, yeah.
bro.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember. I remember my mom. She would get the belt, but she wouldn't take the time to fold it. You know, she just grabbed the belt and like swing the belt buckle at you. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
You know, because I'd be running. So it's like, it's not like she's holding me down, spanking me. She's like trying to just hit me before I run out of the room. So I remember one time,
that's when they throw chanclas.
but they
Chanclas.
evolve, bro. So one time I ran into my room and I hid behind the door. I was like, "Oh, you ain't gonna get me." And she throws a belt around and it.
You heard about evolution. You never heard spectating evolving.
Yeah, bro. And I remember I would sell it like it was worse than what it was.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, "I'm lying."
Of
And then
course,
she's like,
yeah.
That's right. You know?
That's
right.
She stopped.
She
and
I'm
I
faking
go,
it
She didn't even hit
sometimes.
you?
dude.
Yeah, she didn't
Yeah,
even
we all
yeah.
faked.
I've gotten
Yeah.
whooped so many times. It come to a point where I was like, all right, this is just the routine of the day. Just go through it. And then I get fed at the end.
it was
of
like
the-
eating. It was like eating dinner.
Yeah,
You were
it's
like, I'm
like,
gonna get
alright.
whooped first, and then eat dinner, and then go to sleep.
Wow.
But my grandpa loved me though. He did it out of love.
Yeah, you know, the rod of foolishness, or is it
No,
the rod of
spread,
correction will drive the foolishness out of
Oh,
the child.
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
You got the gist.
Word exchange.
Word
exchange.
Cheeto.
What's up?
Oh, by the way, we call him
Cheeto.
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 That's
Like
yep,
Cheetos.
That's my
But he
nickname.
doesn't know why.
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
My dad don't know why. He's the one that gave me
Bro,
that.
I
I
definitely
have-
don't know why.
He definitely don't know why.
Emmanuel absolutely don't know why.
I've known you for years.
Yo,
You were really close with my brother
I was
for a lot of
Oh,
many years.
yeah.
Shout out wherever he is.
Shout out Gabe.
He's not gonna watch this, but
Hey man,
He's
just,
gonna
just
watch
by
this.
chance that he does,
hey,
bro.
Gabe, if you're watching, man, I love you, bro. Miss you.
Right.
You're from Tucson.
Originally, yes.
Originally born here?
Yeah, born here. Moved to Panama when I was 6 months old, I think. So
Wow.
I
What were you doing in Panama?
my parents were missionaries to Panama.
Really?
So we opened the first church in Panama. God, 33 years ago.
How'd that go?
It was. I don't remember too much. I mean, I remember like Emmanuel. I remember certain little tidbits here and there. I remember it being green and hot.
Humid?
Very humid. It's like 98% humidity, but it's 100. It's 100 degrees, but 98% humidity. So it's like here, but sticky.
Mm-hmm.
So it almost like when you land there. I haven't been back since I was 6, but people that go there, they're like, as soon as you land, as soon as you touch down, as soon as you get off the airplane, it's like it takes your breath away because it's so thick. It's
Wow.
so. But yeah, we spent 6 years there.
Cool, man.
It was crazy.
Man,
And then we
so
spent.
all of you have traveled around the world. And
2
I've
countries from me.
You
I
know.
don't know around the world.
Well, it's literally
around the world.
around the world. Right?
Yeah, sure. You're
Yeah.
right.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And I've been here. waiting for you guys in this podcast room. We finally made it. No, so that's our introduction. No, I'm just kidding. No, dude, it's interesting, man. And like I said, we'll get you guys on again. But Capitol Hill.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear what happened?
I did.
Yeah.
If you were sleeping under a rock,
Really?
so
quick.
I feel like it was from day one. It was a plan.
Yeah.
Not by Trump supporters,
Right.
but by an organization
Mhm.
to create chaos. And they
Antifa
just
specifically.
Are you talking Antifa?
Mhm.
They
Okay.
disguised themselves as
Yeah.
Trump supporters
You think that's
facts.
what happened?
because there's even there was articles of the guys that were inside that went inside that dude with his shirt off and a couple other guys that were like, I believe they were recognized from Antifa
Oh yeah.
when they were
Oh,
doing the
okay.
riotings
Mhm.
back before with
Yeah.
BLM. So it's very strange. What do you guys think about that?
Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
No, but
Right.
I'll go first.
You
Go ahead,
Since
Rat.
I'm
Take
the
it.
youngest here.
Word
Am I?
exchange.
Yeah, you are.
You're the young
Word
guy.
exchange.
No, I'm the youngest.
Are you?
No, I'm just playing.
You look young.
Probably the oldest. Well, no, besides Emmanuel.
Ah.
Thank
But
you, sir.
yeah, so I think it was planned out because like there's videos of the cops allowing the people to get in
Get in.
and then to cause chaos. If it wasn't planned, they would probably meet them even
Yeah.
further on the street up and say, "Hey, you guys can't come here." But it's always like to make Trump look bad and his supporters look bad, so they could have an ultimate motive to take him out of office for no reason. 12 days only, he's already getting impeached. Which
I
makes
saw, I
no
saw a
sense.
video of a guy who was paid to storm,
Oh yeah.
and he stopped and left, and he went on video saying they paid me. I can't tell you who paid me, but they paid me to do this, and I couldn't go through with it. And I'm telling you guys right now that this was a plan from day one
Wow.
to do this.
So what do you mean by day one? Like from the time Trump got
From
elected?
when,
or?
no, from when they were going to meet up,
Meet up. Yeah.
Oh,
meet
okay.
up and redo the.
I
was
just
it
feel bad
voting?
for that lady that died, man.
Yeah. That's sad.
She got shot in the neck.
The reason I say that I don't have really a take on it basically is that I've heard stuff and secondhand or I've read stuff
Mm-hmm.
online and I don't know what I can trust at this point.
Yeah,
like
we-
I read something online,
yeah.
I'm like, is that fact or is that
Yeah, you
something
can't
that's
trust
made?
the
So
media.
That's
Yeah.
that's exactly
It's
where
just
I'm
like-
at right now. I'm like,
it's
okay, so
very-
I see these articles or I read certain things or I see videos and I'm like, okay, so how much of that is taken out of context? How much of that is, a soundbite basically or a video taken out of context and just, oh, look what they did. There's nothing before or after it. It's just like,
Yeah,
that's what happened. And it's like, I don't know if I believe that
Yeah.
fully. So
definitely.
I don't know all of everything that went down, but I've heard that Trump made that happen, that he was like, let's get out there. Let's not give up. And I'm like, that, it doesn't sound like him.
It
Yeah.
wouldn't
He
have
never said
benefited
that.
him
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they were going to make actual change that day.
Yeah.
And I heard again, this is all speculation
Mhm.
because I mean,
can you
we're not
trust?
in the
That's
government.
so true.
But I heard that the moment this happened, it swayed people that were going to side with Trump
Mhm.
Oh,
and said,
right.
you know what, after what I just saw, no.
Yeah.
And it completely shut
That
it
was
down.
that was the plan.
yeah.
I think that was the plan. So the way I see it is even days before 6th of January, people were coming into DC. They were rallying together, they just wanted to demonstrate.
Mhm.
And so the plan was when Congress was going to meet and they were going to, certify the votes, after everything was done, they were just going to be out there. Like, so when they're coming out, like, let their voices be heard. I think that was Trump's intention. However, there were, like Miguel mentioned, there were certain people, like I would say maybe supposed infiltrators.
Yeah.
That kind of
Instigators.
instigators.
I heard that
opportunists that just were like guys, that just kind of like
they were wearing Trump hats
Trump
backwards
hats, everything
to signify if there were,
Oh,
people
okay. They
that
were
weren't-
like,
yeah.
yeah.
okay,
they-
so if you
yeah,
see this, then you know it's
let us in.
So it would make sense if they were actually
Yeah.
paid to kind of cause some kind of chaos, because at the end of the
Daniel, yeah, go ahead.
At the end of the day, it's like it's strategic that if they created that, they breached the doors and everything. the verification would have to stop. So that was like a big distraction,
Mhm.
which they didn't want that. They wanted Congress to meet. They wanted the votes to be served. They wanted to oppose. But then when you create this distraction and this chaos, it's like,
Yeah.
what are they trying to do? Why
Daniel
are they
Monreal
doing that?
found a flyer from Antifa, and it said wear Trump clothing or police clothing, to seem like you're part of the group.
Yeah, very organized.
So you can
You
get
can
in.
blend in.
Yeah, and it's on the flyer, dude, of an Antifa flyer.
But then I also heard that there was policemen in that whole
yeah,
in
Oh,
the
yeah.
mob. So I'm
Yeah.
like, and then where do you stand on that?
Yeah.
Like, where do you stand? Okay, so they were off duty at that point.
oh wow, there was a guy.
So much is out there, and I don't
Yeah.
know what to believe.
Everyone
You know
is
what I'm saying?
paid. If people are paid and they're you have the police in their pockets, then
I hope
that's scary.
I hope that's not true. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Like
wanted
for
to.
America, I'm
I just
like,
wanted to
hope
bring
that's
it
not
up,
true.
because it's our country.
Yeah.
It's happening right now, and we have a platform where we could talk about it. At this moment.
Mhm.
You're right.
Eventually,
Facts.
we may not be able to talk about this kind of stuff
Yeah.
anymore, which is crazy.
Yeah. with
I
the
know. I
censorship.
know. You were mentioning on Twitter how I think it was you. We were talking the other day. You're banning the president of the United States,
Right.
Yeah.
but you're allowing ISIS to still operate on
Operate.
Twitter.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's
Child
Yeah.
abusers,
Mhm.
child traffickers, like criminals.
child pornography.
I mean,
real
I was
dangerous
telling
people
my friends today at work.
are not banned.
We were talking about this, and I said 3 clicks will give you pornography on the internet.
Yeah.
3
Oh my
clicks.
God.
Yeah.
3 clicks. That's all it takes. And so the fact that they're quieting or hushing the president's voice.
The
They
president.
have
Right,
So
that's what
that
I'm
means they
saying.
have
That's
the
like-
power. They have the power to actually take those things down,
And
they
if they're
refuse
doing it
to.
to him, how what's to stop them from doing it to
From
The
us?
standard is insane. You're thinking about it like you have people on there that have killed Americans,
Mhm.
literally cut off their heads on video
Mhm.
and shared it, but you won't remove their their Twitter
Twitter
account
account,
because you want to be unbiased,
Free
and
speech.
free speech,
Yeah.
but
But-
yet you ban the president.
You know what's crazy? Every time like something like that, when they suppress people, they tell you violated their community.
Yeah,
That word community is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you have like within the community, you have a certain standards, right? And then if somebody violated that, then you kick them out.
Mhm.
And then now, because of these people have monopolized everything. Like I heard Facebook, the owner of it, he owns Snapchat and all those other stuff, like WhatsApp. Now they're even spying on you on WhatsApp.
Mhm.
And that's the only social media I have. And I'm like, bro, really?
Mm.
So, man, I feel like it all goes back to one thing. The Bible says that even the devil masquerade himself as an angel of light.
Oh yeah.
So
Mm.
they blend in within and act like they were Trump supporters
Yeah,
and all that stuff. And to
there's
just
nothing
cause
new
chaos.
under the sun.
No,
Exactly.
definitely.
You know what I mean?
Solomon says that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a circle. It's I think of fashion. Fashion. Bell bottoms were in the 70s. They're back now.
Yeah.
And it's just a
It's just
vicious
a
circle.
perpetual
Exactly.
darkness,
Exactly.
that's trying to take over, and it's like, what do you do?
The thing is, I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, okay, so what we were talking earlier before the podcast, and we were saving it for the podcast.
Save it for the fact.
Save it for the
But,
podcast. Word exchange.
Weird exchange.
We were talking about it earlier, and people are scared. People are fearful, and that's what COVID brought in, the fear.
Oh, man.
The fear, it's like,
Beyond.
and people are so afraid now that they have commercials on, wash your hands, stay 6 feet apart. If you don't know them, it's crazy to be in the same room with them, no matter how far apart you are. So it's just breeding fear in people, and
Yeah.
that fear that you were talking about earlier when you said that the bodybuilder,
Mm-hmm.
he was just sitting in his room crying. I've heard that story time and time again from countless individuals. The thing is that fear breeds something, and then we have to stay away from each other. We can't talk to each other. We can't witness. We can't do things. And so that fear also brings in a dynamic into the world that just we want to sell our freedom
Yeah.
for safety.
Yeah, it's kind of
You know-
like people always feel safe when they go home, right? And then now COVID-19, whatever it is, you going home, it doesn't even feel safe anymore. You can't even trust your wife, your kids, and yourself, because like you might be carrying it.
It's
and
true.
all of a
I mean,
sudden,
I got
doesn't make any sense.
COVID 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
I had got COVID and I didn't know I had it. And for those 3 days before I found out that I had it, I was kissing my son, my wife, you know, and kissing my son on the cheek, my wife hugging her, and you know, just acting normal life. And then after I found out I had it, I had this fear, like, oh dang, my son can get it. And thank God he didn't really get it. I mean, he's a baby, you know, they're
fear is
very
really crippling.
they're very
Immune?
not immune, but their immune systems are very strong.
Yeah, because my son got it.
Yeah.
And they had to test him. They did the nose swab and everything. But I think he suffered more from his teething than anything. 'Cause he didn't have a fever.
Yeah.
He didn't have, you know, nothing.
I don't
nothing
think-
at all.
yeah,
Thank God for that.
I think the only symptom he might have got is like taste, because you know he was trying to eat his food and kind of getting frustrated. You know, couldn't taste anything. My wife, she had a 100-degree fever for one day. Prayed over her and it went away within
Nice.
like an
The
hour.
Lord.
An hour, bro.
Wow.
After praying for her,
That's
it went away,
amazing.
and that was it. Those
Yeah.
are the only symptoms I had. I just lost my taste and smell.
Yeah, my wife had it. She lost her taste, smell. She was pregnant at the time,
Ooh.
you know, and she had COVID. But she wanted to get it over and done with, so that
So she can get the antibodies.
exactly and pass on to the
How long do
baby.
the antibodies stay in your system?
We hear
30
that.
seconds.
So they're saying at first it was like 1 month, and now it's like 2 months, 3 months. Now I hear, according to CDC, it's like 8 months. I mean,
Oh, wow.
6 to 8 months.
Well,
But
see, there was
it
this lie going
depends.
around
Yeah.
where if you got it, then you were immune for 3 months. And I was like,
yeah.
Is it a
and then
lie
they
though? I feel like
Yeah.
that's how
No, it's a
viruses
lie.
work.
no. That has to be the smartest
Yeah.
virus to ever.
So what's the point of vaccines? And isn't it like
So
to introduce the
it's a-
pathogens in you?
No,
so you
it's
could
not
be
even
immune?
the pathogens, bro. It's to give you the virus.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
the
So
flu
if
shot.
you already have it,
antibodies.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
isn't
that's
that the
exactly it.
virus? Like if you have it, you already beat the real one. What do you need?
People-
Anyways,
So
that's another
I
story.
saw a video.
They're saying things like, if you never had COVID, that is probably better to get so-called the vaccine, to get the antibodies without you having experiencing the sickness. So
But
that's
it's like the
their
flu shot.
mindset.
Am I crazy to think that that's like the flu shot? Because don't they inject you with the flu?
So the
Yeah,
reason-
they
the
do.
doctors, they're saying that it's similar to the flu and like chickenpox, but it's leaning more to chickenpox. So probably once we get exposed to COVID, you might need like the flu shot like every 2 years or something like that. But it's
yeah,
not
I'm definitely not getting the vaccine.
Yeah,
No, me
me
either.
too. I already got
No.
it.
Word exchange.
Word exchange.
Right. But everybody's like, oh, you got to get the vaccine. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't think like that's necessary, you know, because it's just, and the thing about the flu shot, because
there's
Debbie's what, a nurse?
Yeah, she works in healthcare.
So my wife works in healthcare too. And she told me that the flu, there's like,
many
got
strains.
some crazy amount of strains of flu, and the doctors pick one or somebody picks one that they think it's going to be that year, and they give you that shot.
It'd be like,
So you're not,
That's
so
what
you're
I'm
not
saying.
protected
This
from
one.
the flu.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
it's
They just
insane,
take a
bro.
shot in the dark, like, oh, I
You
think it's
know,
going to be this
I
strand,
think-
and they give you that.
I think they said the vaccine has a 94% recovery rate
Yeah.
with the vaccine, but by normal you have a
Yeah.
99% recovery
That's
rate
what I was
without the
gonna say.
vaccine.
Without the
It's
vaccine,
like
yeah.
Yeah,
seriously,
I'd rather just take COVID and
Right.
not take a vaccine.
you know.
Because like the vaccine, it doesn't change your DNA, but it mess up with your DNA.
And
It
that's
does.
Because it
irreversible.
introduced
Imagine
RNA.
that.
Yeah, that's irreversible.
Yeah.
And
If
not
something
only
goes
that, but
wrong, then
The ingredients, they're saying that they have 14-month-old Caucasian fetus lung tissue
Oh my
inside that
God.
vaccine,
I can see that.
it's not
which
vegan
is-
friendly.
which is something that is very common in vaccines.
Mhm.
Like, it's a specific. They title like CMC 914 something like that. I'm butchering it, of course, but it's titled like that with a letter and a couple numbers.
Mhm.
And if you look that up, it's exactly what that is.
Fetus.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
horrible.
common in most vaccines.
Yeah.
So check your vaccines.
Is that the reason why like abortion last year was in the highest?
And it's
like
insane.
Never before.
It's almost like there's an agenda.
There is.
Look,
There is.
245 million abortions.
And that's scary because very
That's a
soon
pandemic.
they're going to be saying
That's a
And
pandemic.
nobody's talking
they're
about
going to be
it.
saying that your abortions is saving lives, and that is demon.
That's
That's what
crazy.
they want to do. They're going to be like, okay, all these abortion clinics, your abortion is contributing to these vaccines, and you're saving lives, and that's
Bro,
just
that makes my
demonic.
inside goes
Yeah.
funny, man. That's crazy.
That's
Somebody
very
would come on TV and be like,
But the thing
"You
is
killing your
that
baby,
we're
saving lives."
not we. I shouldn't say we, but the people,
Society.
society.
Them.
There you go. Society. It's they're selling their freedom for safety. They don't care. They don't care. And it sounds ridiculous to us talking about it around this table here, but the thing is that these people will eat anything up as long as it's safe.
Yeah,
As long as they're safe, as long as, if my kid gets a vaccine, they don't care who they hurt. They don't care, children have died. Yeah, but I'm safe.
It's all control. They don't really care about our safety and our health, because if they really, from my opinion, like if they really cared about your health, then they'll be encouraging you to like live healthy lifestyles, to eat healthy,
Work out,
to work out, to eat fruits, that like
Yeah.
promoting healthy lifestyle, not just you get sick, you need a medication, you need vaccine, you need this.
no, from the get go, they said only a vaccine can stop this.
Stop it.
Like, that's
Yeah.
kind of
So-
your profit.
And
Right.
what's insane is
Yeah.
a vaccine usually takes anywhere from 10 to 20 years to come up with.
right?
Oh yeah, it's not approved yet.
You know what I mean?
So
It's not approved?
The
No.
vaccines that we have now is not approved by the FDA. All the vaccines, Moderna, Pfizer.
We did it in record
what,
time.
What they're
It's
doing?
amazing. Millions and millions of vaccines. You're going to
Yeah.
love it.
That's a good
It's
impression.
great.
It's great.
Dude, that's
it's,
awesome, bro.
It's actually emergency use.
That was right on.
Yeah.
Authorization. That's what
They said we
we're
couldn't
doing
do it.
right now.
Dude, that's spot on.
No, but I heard today that they were they're packing out the stadium where the Cardinals play
Yes.
To give vaccines?
to
give
give
vaccines.
24 hours a day,
But
7
what if
days
you
a week.
what if you get COVID while you doing that?
No,
What
you know what's
happens?
crazy is there's a person that got the vaccine and 6 days later tested positive.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Nah.
And then
That's
he's like, oh yeah, it's because I might had it before.
Yes.
But no.
It's
So what's the
supposed to
goal of the
reduce
vaccine?
the
You still gotta wear a mask.
Infection. Yeah.
You still you submissive
apart.
or
You know what
Yeah.
it is, and it's
Subject to the
I've said this before. It's the birth pains of something coming. It's what it's trying to do. It's
Yeah.
trying to get people used to following these demands from the government.
for your safety, of course.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
disguising
What a
it
change.
as that, and eventually it's going to come to
for your safety.
the necessity of currency. You guys have to do this.
One world currency.
Exactly.
Oh.
They're already talking
Can't
about.
buy or trade.
They're already talking about switching over everything to a digital currency.
Oh yeah,
That's
I've
already
heard that.
happening in the
China
UK.
happening.
Well,
Yeah.
but
China,
globally,
right? Yeah.
you know what I mean. That's
yeah,
why.
one world.
Isn't it interesting why this year, while the pandemic hit, they also had a change shortage.
Mm.
Yeah.
Every year you're going, oh, please use exact
Taco Bell,
change.
yeah.
Don't ask for anything.
Yeah, that's at
larger than-
You know
McDonald's.
what? Come
Yeah.
to think about it, last week I went to the cinema.
Cinema.
Yeah, to watch Wonder
You mean
Woman.
the theater?
To the theater. So
No, when he said we took a
Cinema.
holiday, that's when I was like,
So-
oh, you mean vacation? That's vacation, not a.
took a holiday.
Too proper for me, sir.
British.
We took a holiday.
We took a holiday in the cinema.
So
Sorry.
I noticed that they had signs saying we do not accept cash.
No way.
Mhm.
Like
So what they're doing is they're
everywhere you're going,
they're
it's
getting
like
people's mind accustomed.
yeah.
Dude, I haven't carried cash in so long.
Yo, me too.
And there's a majority that don't. Like, I mean, the only time I do is when I cut someone's hair. I'll have cash, on me. But there's still a huge majority that don't even have bank accounts. They do all their cash from their mattress. You know what I mean?
yeah, bro.
And the government. One thing that's going to be crazy is the government will have complete access to everyone's currency. They'll know exactly what you're using, what you're spending, everything, because it would all be digital.
Mm.
Yeah.
And cash, so they wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't be able to have any money hidden for yourself from the government.
Yeah, because
anywhere.
cash will just be
digital.
it'll be irrelevant
Yeah.
at that point. You
Yeah,
try to
exactly.
give somebody cash, like I don't take that. That's
Man,
Exactly.
what's sad is like I'd like to give homeless people cash. Like, how am I gonna bless somebody who's begging?
Mhm.
How do you if they don't have a phone?
Well,
You gotta transfer.
Well, no. This is what they're doing. This dude already got a chip installed right here. They
For
do it
homeless
right
people?
here. No. So
Huh.
what they're doing is they're trying to put everything onto a chip. He
Mhm.
got installed right here on his the fat right here. Huge needle, bro. It goes in, and then they show him program it within like 10 minutes, and then he transfers money to someone he owed right
Just
on stage. He's like, I'm going to transfer this money. So he goes like this to one of those card scanners. It lights up under his skin, and then the money goes to that dude's account.
But how do you know like how much money you're gonna transfer to? Like,
I guess you can
does it
keep
read
tracking
your
it
mind?
on your phone or
No,
something.
I mean like you just say $1 and then beep. Or
No,
is
so
it?
I think what they did is you would create an invoice,
Oh,
and then I would just scan.
They have
you know?
that. They have that in Corey was telling me that they have that in China, like
Already?
or something like that, like where you can't. If you want to pay somebody, you have to pay somebody through an app, and that's why Trump was trying to outlaw that or trying to get rid of that app and TikTok at the same time. I guess because they were ran by the same company or something like that.
So it's birth pains, bro.
Yeah.
It's literally just getting everyone ready.
The spirit of the
you know,
Antichrist is already here.
and
my question is to the viewers at home: if my Bible is wrong, why is the world lining up so well with it? Because they talk about getting a chip in your right hand, or not specifically a chip, but you can't buy or sell without the mark of the beast. So, if my Bible is wrong and outdated, why is it lining up so well?
Why is it all coming to pass?
And we were just talking about this. You weren't here, but we were talking about this when I was cutting their hair. We were saying
Miguel,
the world is going to create this chaos, enough chaos that they'll need someone to bring peace.
Oh.
So it's literally like just, even if you're against God, even if you're against Jesus, you're still playing into his will.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's just what side are you going to be on?
Yeah.
Well, I've heard it said that there's good news and bad news. The good news is God is here. The bad news is God is here. Just depends which side of the line you're standing on.
Which one?
That's
And
funny.
some people are going to be fulfilling prophecy,
Oh, definitely. And
without even knowing.
that's the thing, bro, about it is that in the Bible, God eventually splits the sand. And I think of the good, the bad, and the ugly, where he draws a line in the sand and he says, "You feeling froggy," or something to that effect. Or
Jesus says you're feeling froggy?
no, it's in the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's
that's a movie. Oh, I thought he was talking about the Bible. I'm like,
I was like, when does Jesus say that?
yeah,
He's
what
like,
book?
yo, you feeling froggy?
no, he says like, or make my day, punk, or something like that. But he
You
draws a
feeling
line in the
lucky?
sand.
He
There
says,
you go.
You feeling lucky?
You feeling
punk? Do
lucky,
ya?
punk?
Yeah.
And so he draws a line in the sand, and that's basically what God does. At the end, he draws a line in the sand, and he says, "You're either for me or against me."
Mm-hmm.
And it's one or the other. You can't walk. You can't be on the fence anymore. Comes a point.
I want to say we have time, but we don't. You know what I mean?
This has just got deep, man.
You know what I mean?
like this.
Yeah.
So there's
exchange.
you don't want to waste the time that you have. You have to get your ducks in a row and just decide which side you're going to be on.
Yeah, and go for it, because I've seen people, they walk for a while with Jesus, and then when something goes wrong, then they fall away.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen that happen more times than not. And it's just like you said, you got to make a decision and stay with it no matter what. Like, just I'm in it, and I'm in it till the end, and you cannot sway from that. And the devil's gonna try and just, you have to just say, no, I'm staying on track. I may fall, I may, struggle, but you know what? It doesn't matter how many times I fall. It matters how many times I pick myself up.
And we already know the ending.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know
God
what I mean?
wins.
Read the end of book.
But
So it's a no-brainer, but obviously people are still going to choose their sin.
yeah,
So it doesn't matter who's in office, right?
That's right.
Jesus reigns.
Right?
Right?
Mhm.
Jesus is on the throne.
I guess like we had one of our pastors come preach, and one of the statements that he made was that love is a powerful force, and that really stuck to me.
Who was this? Was it Sergey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when he mentioned that
Was
love.
it Sergey or Williams?
I think it was.
Dude, Tory Williams.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I think it was
that dude
Pastor
was bad.
Sergey.
Okay.
He talked about love being
Did you hear
a powerful
Huh?
Were
force.
you here on Wednesday?
Yeah, of course.
Dude,
It was really good.
bad sermon.
So
Sorry.
Bitterness.
it's just funny. Like you see, like the left talk about we need to come together, we need to unite, we need to be, we want to have unity, but yet they're already like trying to impeach Trump. They're already attacking, his followers and things like that. But you can't achieve unity without love, without forgiveness, and they don't know what love is because they don't know God. Because if you don't know God, you don't know what real love is. You don't know what real forgiveness or reconciliation is.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that
They know superficial love. They know, because I've heard the word love, and love is one of the most how would you say it? One of the most used words, but it's so misconstrued. It's so misused.
oh yeah,
But the thing is with love, there's different type of
so
love.
love,
Yeah.
There's like we only have one English word for love.
Yeah.
There's filio, which is like when you have a love for your family, and then there's
eros.
eros, which is
for your
erotic love. That's what most people focus on,
Mm-hmm.
and don't forget.
Agape.
Yeah, and agape,
Agape,
and
Agape
the
is-
love that chases you. That's what I
Yeah.
like to call it. But yeah, so it depends what kind of love you're talking about.
Yeah.
Most people just have eros, which is
Yeah.
exotic.
Yeah.
Strippers, we know where I'm going, right?
Why'd you go
Trying to
there?
paint the picture?
I thought you just say
So
like your
That's what
girlfriend.
Valentine's Day is all about.
Exotic strippers.
I could only think that. I don't know why, but
It's true though.
On the spot.
Yeah.
It's lust.
Yeah.
That's exactly
that's
what
the
it is,
word.
The thing is this: the only way we're a light into the world. This podcast is essentially for people that are not going to be in the church looking for these things.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you're hearing this message, experience true love through Christ.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
That's it.
It's as easy, it's as simple, and people get it twisted, and people think of, I invited somebody to church today, and he looked at me sideways, and he's like, well, why would I do that? And and I'm like, what do you have to lose? This guy, literally everything is going downhill for him, and you can see it on his face. You don't even have to talk to the dude; it's written on his face. And I invited him to church. I was like, dude, he knows I'm a Christian, and I was like, dude, you should come to church tomorrow. And he's like, why would I do that? And I'm like, dude, you have literally nothing to lose.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you do believe in God or you don't believe in God, just believe in Him. And then if at the end when you die and all stuff, if He's not real, you didn't really lose anything.
The thing is this though, even when you have nothing to lose, a lot of people don't want to give up their sin.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is.
You know what I mean? The pleasures of sin, that's something that deceived even Eve in the Garden of Eden. Like she had everything.
Yeah,
She had nothing. She had everything to gain, right? And like she had everything going for her. But because of sin and that enticement, people, they're so blind.
if God had given them nothing, if God had given them one thing, they would have been fine. But God gave them everything, but they were focused on that one thing that God said that they couldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's crazy to me. But I mean it, and you thinking about it from oh well, if I were there, because I've done that. If I were there, or if I were Adam, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, that's hindsight 2020.
Dude, I would have done the same thing. I probably would have fallen a lot quicker than he did.
Yeah.
So just
You said don't touch that fruit. All right, thank you.
Exactly, bro.
Wait, what'd
exactly.
you say?
Like which one
Oh, this one?
specifically?
Yeah.
So
Or like God he didn't even go back to heaven or anything. He's just like after He created you, this is the garden, and then you're like,
turn around.
He said, "Don't touch that fruit." All right.
That's
It's like, this was a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So yeah, I mean, coming back to like, that subject of love, like I feel like this year there's, something big is coming, is
you feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's either whether good or bad,
It's bad.
Mhm.
It's big.
So like we can already see that they're censoring like the president of the United States.
The president of the United States.
They're gonna start, persecuting his followers. Next, Christians are gonna be down the line. And so what are we gonna do when persecution hits? Because persecution is the precursor for revival.
Yeah.
When the church was persecuted, we spread out, we multiplied, we preached the gospel through those tribulations, through those hard
Honestly, I'm
times
kind of
and
excited. I mean,
everything.
like, I know it's a bad time and
It's
all
a
that
bad
stuff,
time, but
like,
it's exciting.
for the world, it's gonna be tribulation.
Yeah.
But for us, it's gonna be a time of great power and
It's an
great glory,
opportunity.
because we're gonna see the power of God working like
And
never
you're going to
before.
see the word fulfilled.
Fact.
in our lifetime.
In our lifetime.
In our lifetime.
You
That's
know,
what I'm excited about.
There's so many years I've heard of, we're in the last days.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we're in
yeah.
the last
This is
days.
it,
And it's like,
yeah.
dude, how many days
Now that it's
are in the
here.
last? And it's like,
Now that it's here, I'm like,
whoa.
Let me submit to you.
Dang.
It's
Spirit of the
you
it's
know.
the last paragraph of the last page, the
You know
last
what I mean?
sentence.
No.
Yeah, it's so we're in it. Make sure you stay focused. You stay ready. If you're out there watching, get ready. If you don't know anything about Jesus, drop it in the comments. You know, I'm
You must be
happy
born again.
to contact you and lead you in a prayer and
Dude.
get you where you need to be.
Heck yeah.
But you guys, thank you for joining me, for
man.
coming onto this episode. I hope you had a great
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having us, man.
Final
That was-
Yeah.
words.
You could kind of feel how you
Words
kind of get
exchange.
it gets easier as you start get going, you know,
Yeah.
at first, you know. So it'll get better. I appreciate you guys.
Everybody, 1, 2,
Thank
3.
you.
Word exchange.
Word exchange.
You're late. You're late.
You're horrible. Sorry. You're fired. You're not coming back on.
Yo, that's gonna be a theme of the show for now on.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
prophesied
yeah.
it in the name of Jesus.
Hey, there we go.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Oh, real quick, make sure you hit that like button, hit that
Oh,
subscribe
yeah.
button, share it with somebody. If you're not subscribed and you're watching, what are you doing? You know,
What are you doing with your life?
you know
I'm
what I mean?
subscribing right now.
Right?
So make sure he's not even subscribed.
Dude.
Are you subscribed?
Yes?
Oh
no?
yeah, I'm subscribed.
Hey, bro,
Man.
I was invited.
Right.
I'm sorry, man.
So make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time.